Okay, this is group number 75 of Didactics of English. I am Maria Fernanda Martinez Cortez, and we are meeting to talk about our experience. This group is made of David Martinez, Diana Rosso, Jessica Merchan, and Jesus. Jessica, tell me about your experience, please.
Good evening, classmates. My name is Jessica Rocío Marcha Martinez, and I want to share with you about the place of my practice in Umbrella. It is a foundation dedicated to the education of adults from 23 to 65 years old, providing opportunities for improvement to these people who haven't been able to complete the education level, evidencing that they are people with a basic education level who are dedicated to agricultural activities, and their coordinator is Ana Maria Calderón. Thank you.
Thank you, Jessie. Diana, tell me about your experience, please.
Hello, Maria Fernanda. Good evening, partners. My experience in the practice very interesting because there I share with teacher and new persons their lives in different activities. Thank you. My classmate David, tell me about your experience.
Okay, thank you. My name is David Martinez, the student intern at CINET, which is an institution dedicated to education of adolescents and adults through the virtual modality, which gives the opportunity to improve the quality of life of many people most from home go to work. Thank you. David, what's your opinion?
Okay, good night, classmates. My name is Jesus David Sanaria Lopez. Okay, my school that I was in the practice observation is where was the institution Pío Alberto Ferro Peña in Chiquinquirá, Boyacá, with the grade second grade that is a promate about around the 40 students that in the situation 5 years to 10 years. My experience of this school is very important. I participate with the teacher Egna. The names of the teacher is Egna. I participate in the classes virtual, but for via WhatsApp. And I make guías, a presentation of the topics that the teacher tell me that I do about, for example, that topic electrical and electronic device. For example, other topic that the alphabet in English and something experience of this school. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, classmates. Um, did you perceive that the teacher planned every class, or he or she rather improvised in the sessions? Tell me, David Martinez.
Okay, Maria Fernanda. At CINED, we did not see the classes as such, but speaking of the lectures offered by Professor Christian Gonzalez, I see that if there is planning in his presentation, I can be seen in the propriety with which he makes his presentation and in the slides that I use, which takes considerable time to perform. Thank you. The Diana, what's your opinion?
Thank you, classmates. I realized the observation practice with the CINEP, with the teacher Christian Camilo Gonzalez. CINEP is a permanent education system that offers the opportunity to carry out high school studies at a distance for young people and adults who do not have time and resource to attend in person. This modality facilitates the development of activities academic and academic of different form. Um, I think that the teacher planning all these activities with time and everything organized by a schedule was very precise, clear, and ordered with the time of each class. Thank you. Mm, continue, David. Mm, do you think
For the answer of the first question, I respond that yes, the teacher for in this institution, that the school, the teacher plans the classes and is successful because she shows all the interests and motivates the students so that they learn English in a creative and efficient way. Thank you. What is your opinion, Jessica, about this question, please?
Okay. The third question, I will share my experience in the English class on the topic vocabulary of verbs in cycle 4, grade 8. I think it is realized that the teacher planned his class very well, obtaining good results in the proposed activities, which were developed by the students testing their knowledge, evidencing that the learning process was effective because the class was very dynamic and it was evidence a great interest on the part of the students during the observed class. Thank you. What is your opinion, Mafe?
Thank you, Jessie. The teacher Christian is a very organized, is a person very organized, although there we were three class that we call observe, in which there were in a synchronous meeting with the student of Ciclo 16. It was noted that each class is very well structured, and according to the movement in the chat, it all with the students prepare and ask you the questions. When they did not understand the topic, the student level of the English, the teacher used both language during the class. Thank you.
Okay. It's true, Mafe. The teacher Christian is very organized. I am in the 5 and 6 cycle. Thank you, your opinion, Mafe.
Second question. What pedagogical skills do you stand out of the English teacher? Tell me, David Martinez.
Okay, Mafe. I think that one of the skills that stand out in the lecture offered by the teacher is speaking. Although it should be noted that the lecture is not spoken in English, the lecture is given in Spanish. Fluency is good, and there is knowledge of the subject. Thank you. Uh, Jessica, what's your opinion about the questions?
Okay, David. In Umbrella, the teacher was very creative in explaining the topic using image of the action that are performed daily and games such as guessing work and making a sentence from them. Likewise, a good disposition of the teacher is observed when using different strategies to maintain the attention of students. Thank you. Your opinion, Diana.
Thank you, Jessica. Of course, I understanding pedagogical skills of the English teacher. I consider that is a person that with creativity and decided to teach, a patient person, someone with empathy for his or her students, a person willing to listen, a person who motivates and encourages learning outside of class. He has communication skills, resolves those and courses, continue. Tell me, Mafe. Your
Thank you,
opinion
Diana.
about second question.
Okay. In my case, I consider that the teacher Christian has an advanced level of the speaking and is the most working skill in his classes. Thank you. Tell me about your opinion, David Sanario.
Yes, David, we tell.
Okay, thank you for. Okay, my answer of the second question is in the pedagogical skills in which the English teacher stands out. The teacher use the productive ability that is pronouncing and writing for the work given to the students in which I could experience the topic given by the teacher. From this practice of the educational institution, which are electrical and electronic devices in English, the alphabet in English, the parts of the body in English, the members of the family in English, the adjectives in English, the verbs in English, the possessive in English, the parts of the school and the home and the house in English, and the other proposed topics given by the teacher of the education institution. Thank you.
Okay, classmate, very well. And continue the third question is what were the general attitudes of students towards the English class, their teacher and mates? Why do you think that happens? Please, Diana.
Of course, Jessica. In the practice, I observation some are curious and like to learn English. They show the zeal and motivation to acquire knowledge. Others are quiet and do not participate much. I think that some do not participate of fear because it is difficult for them to understand. Others do not like it because they have seen in English as sometimes very difficult or impossible to learn.
Thank you, Diana. Continue, Mafe, please. Okay, continue. Mafe, please.
David, do you hear? Or Mafe, do you hear?
Yes, so sorry. I don't listen to you. In my case, I consider that the students who participated in synchronous classes are very interested in the in my group did not really participate much in the forum, but they ask you a question for Skype or by email. Thank you. Tell me, David Sanabria.
Okay, thank you. The answer of the question 3 is that the attitudes of the students towards the English class are very attentive students and disciplined by the methodology and pedagogic of the teacher. Thank you. Continue. Tell me about your opinion, David Martinez.
Thank you, David. I think the general aptitudes of the students were of great interest. They are explanation how how to do the work of the units correctly. Thank you.
Thank you, David. In the fourth question is, do you consider a student learning thanks to those teacher skills? Why or why not? Tell me, Jessie.
Okay, Mafe, thank you. The students did learn satisfactory with the teacher skill, the class assessment having a significant learning. I consider that the attitude were very good and the students were very active and participate and the teacher showed great ability to maintain the dynamics of the class. Thank you. Continue, David Sanabria, please.
Thank you, Jessica. And the answer for the question 4 is yes, I consider that the students learn thanks to the teachers skills. The teacher skills interest in the students learning through the tasks given by the teacher of the students. Thank you. Continue. Tell me about your opinion, Diana.
Thank you, David. In number 4 question, I think that in the observation place, the students did learn because the teacher was patient, explaining everything clearly, resolve doubts and concerns, is precise in the way the students show the love the activities, give the orientation of how to manage and access the resource. Thank you. We talk about David.
Thank you, Diana. I consider that we can learn a lot from the teacher skills because one learns a great deal by example. Diana, thank you.
Continue, Mafe, please.
Thank you, Jessie. I consider that we can learn a lot from the teacher, Christian, because he's an attentive teacher with a good level of English and who motivate new. And sometimes he teaches us different apps so that we can improve our skills. Thank you, Jesse.
Okay, continue the five question. Would you change anything in teacher attitudes? What and why? The first person is Diana, please.
Okay, Jessica, of course. The
Diana, your microphone.
Oh, excuse me, I forget. The number 5. No, because I think that the teacher is very capacity and his way of teaching motivate the students for developing activities for uh, learning for life. Thank you.
Continue, David Sanabria, please.
Okay, thank you, Jessica. I answer the five question. I believe that it is not necessary to change the attitudes of the teacher because the teacher in here in her way of living work so that students have a better, clear and efficient learning. Thank you. Tell me about your opinion, David Martinez.
Thank you, David. The teacher attitude is very good. I think he is very dedicated professional. Thank you, David.
Continue, Mafe, please.
Thank you, Jessie. The teacher in general is very attentive, but sometimes he's a bit harsh when answering questions. But I understand that we are not always in a good mood. Thank you. What is your opinion, Jessie?
Okay, Mafe, thank you. I consider that the teacher's attitude was excellent, and I think that the strategies used were of great help in the success of the class. Thank you. Continue.
Okay, the 6 questions. In the case that the students are not very fluent in English, why do you think that happens? tell me about David.
Okay, thank you, Mafe. Mm, the senior students from the groups that were assigned to me, it's appreciate that they do not have a very high level of English, since they are from lower strata and are very dedicated to other tasks. Thank you.
Continue, Diana, please.
Thank you, Jessie. In the sixth question, I think the lack of fluency is due to a lack of practice and interest in pronunciation, and also clarification and explanation of pronunciation rules. Continue, David. We talk about.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, for the answers of the point six is that I think that the students of grade second of this school does not handle the English language because they are children who are beginning to learn because of their young age. Thank you. Continue, Muffin, please.
Thank you, David. In my group, the level of English, the 3% was very low because they started that their childhood they didn't have a trained teacher, and that now that the students are adults, it is difficult for them, and they don't like this language. Thank you. What is your opinion?
Okay, Mafe, thank you. Students don't mastering this very well because this language isn't spoken all the time. I think that if you are a student in English, there isn't often a good knowledge of the subject. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Jessie. And the final question. Which skill does the teacher encourage the more in students? Reading, speaking, what do you think? She focuses mostly in that, or those skills, or are not in a full them. Tell me your opinion, Jessie.
Okay, Mafe. The skills that were most evident were listening, reading, and writing. Since the teacher read the proposed guide in English, the students listening careful understood the subject, and based on this, they develop the proposed activities. I think that the ability to speak wasn't used because the level of the student in this language is very low. Thank you, Mafe. What is your opinion, David Zanabria, please?
Thank you, Jesse. My opinion of this question is that the skill that the teacher encourages more in the students is writing. The teacher focus more on writing because the student practice the English language and thus they can visualize and memorize the English. Thank you, Jesse, and continue. Tell me about your opinion about this question, David.
Thank you, David. About this question, I believe in the assignments. Uh, I think to Cineb students, it is appreciated that Professor Christians complements the skills in the assignments that she leaves them skills such as speaking, reading, and writing in the forums. Thank you, David. And Diana, what's your opinion about the question?
Thank you. My opinion is it is mainly focused on speaking and listening, and I consider that these are the skills that allow a greater capacity for understanding and learning, and because they encourage the use of communication when speaking and listening in order to develop the other two skills is all partners. In, finally, in general, I consider that the teacher accompanying the practice motivates the practitioner to continue their training process.
Okay, Diana, thank you. Continue, Mafe, please.
Thank you so much. For example, the teacher during the explanation of the simple past topic, the teacher used he is speaking more time. But the guide that the student had to choreograph, the teacher had his student write an script or participate in the forum, practicing their reading. The students also had to record an interview, practicing their speaking. During the explanation, the teacher used short audios, practicing listening. And I think that they practice reading when they read the forms. Thank you. In conclusion, this experience was gratifying for my since I was able to acquire new knowledge, and I was able to establish contact with students who are in the process or battling their their school, high school. Not only could I guide them, but at the same time, I understood their needs. Thank you, classmates. What is your conclusion that your experience, Diana?
Thank you, Mafe. In conclusion, I think the practice is essential for our profession because it allows you to be in the educational environment and face reality with the real school situations in science. We will see protagonists in the lives of the our students. Mm. We share the of conclusion, David.
Thank you, Diana. The experience has been good. It's good that people have the opportunity to study your high school. Thank you, Diana. David, please, your conclusion.
Thank you, David. Okay, my conclusion for this observational practice is that I acquired learning that the teachers dictate to the students of this grade, second grade, and also that the I make the presentation of PowerPoint or videos about the topics that is represent the activities, and I learn these topics. I record these copies, and I present for the students, and the students acquire more knowledge for 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 her life, and to continue to the process of the school. Thank you. Continue to the opinion, Jessica, please.
Okay, David. Thank you. In my process of the practice, I think the classes observed were done through the Zoom application due to the current pandemic, which were very active and a great interest could be seen from the students who are a part of this foundation. Each class lasts 2 hours and were held on Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday afternoon. It was a wonderful experience because I gained more knowledge in different subjects, and it was a great success for me. Thank you.
Thank you. I thank everyone for their participation and for sharing their experience. Let's not give up, compañeros. Thank you very much.
Thank you, classmate.
Thank
Um,
you,
I
classmates.
think the hours experience was were very funny and interest for our lives. Thank you for your participation and be happy.
Yes, thank you
Thank
for
you.
everybody
Thank you much.
for tell us about the experience in the institutions or something like that.
Okay, thank you, classmates, for sharing your practical observation experience. Good night. See you later.
Goodbye, good
Good
night.
night. Thank you. Good night.
Bye.
Bye.